Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but you've been living too small for too long. You've been tiptoeing around your potential like it's fragile, like it might break if you ever dared to use it. But I came to tell you, not as a critic, not as a judge, but as a voice in the wilderness shouting, it's time to wake up. You were not born to be average. You were not designed to stay stuck. And you were never created to merely survive. You were called to thrive. You were called to thrive. There is a fight inside you that life tried to silence. There is a dream inside you that pain tried to bury. There is a fire inside you that fear tried to extinguish. But hear me, you are still here. And as long as you are still here, God's not done. You've cried long enough. You've doubted long enough. You've shrunk yourself for the comfort of others for long enough. It's time to rise. You don't need perfect circumstances. You don't need everybody's approval. You don't even need to feel ready. What you need is to make a decision, to stop waiting, and to start moving. On. The pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to build you. The setback wasn't a dead end. It was a redirection. The loneliness wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You're not behind. You're being positioned. You're not finished. You're being refined. You're not broken. You're being built. So declare it out loud. This is my season of shift to grow. This is the moment I start again. Every day, speak life over yourself. Every day, remember who you are. Every day, make choices that align with where you're going, not where you've been. Because if you watch this every day, if you speak it, believe it, and act on it, your life will never be the same. You may not feel like it right now. You may look at your life and think it's ordinary, small, or even stuck. You may compare yourself to others who seem to be doing more, going further, achieving faster, and you wonder if you're ever going to rise above where you are. But I want you to hear something very clearly today. You are not average. You are not born to blend in. You were not created just to take up space. There is something unique inside of you, something deep within your heart, your mind, your soul, that no one else on this earth has. It may be buried under pain. It may be hidden beneath years of disappointment, rejection, and doubt, but it's still there. And just because you haven't fully seen it yet doesn't mean it's not real. Just because others haven't recognized it doesn't mean it's not valuable. You are not a mistake. You are not a copy. You are not less than. You are not forgotten. You are a one-of-a-kind design, handcrafted with love, created with purpose. You have thoughts and ideas, gifts and talents, dreams and potential that this world has never seen before in the way that you carry them. And that makes you powerful. But here's what often happens. Life hits us. We go through pain. We face setbacks. We trust people and they betray us. We step out and fail. We hope for more but keep seeing less. And over time, we start to believe the lies. Lies that say you're not enough. You'll never make it. You're not as smart. You're not as gifted. You don't matter. We start to shrink. We play small to fit in. We settle because we're tired. And in the process, we forget who we are. But let me remind you, you are not average. You have something in you that's bigger than what's around you. There's a voice inside that still whispers, I was made for more. Don't ignore that voice. Don't silence it with fear, with shame, with regret. Listen to it. Lean into it. That voice is calling you back to your truth, back to your strength, back to the person you were always meant to be. You don't have to have a big platform. You don't have to be famous. You don't need thousands of followers or a perfect life. Greatness isn't about being known by the world. Greatness is about knowing who you are and walking boldly in that identity every single day, even when no one is watching. It's okay if you've made mistakes. It's okay if you've fallen short. It's okay if you've been off track. That doesn't take away your value. That doesn't remove your worth. That doesn't cancel your calling. In fact, it only proves that you're human. And even through your brokenness, you are still being shaped into something beautiful. You were born with a purpose. That purpose is not defined by your past. It's not limited by your background, your environment, or what others think of you. It's not too late to step into it. You haven't missed your moment. You're not behind. As long as you have breath in your lungs, there's more ahead. There is more for you to do, more for you to give, more for you to become. And don't think that what's inside you doesn't matter. It does. There are people waiting on your courage. There are lives that will be impacted by your story, your voice, your actions. You never know who's watching, who's listening, who's being lifted just by seeing you try again. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't have to do it perfectly. But you do have to stop running from who you are. Stop trying to hide your light because you're afraid it might be too bright. Stop shrinking your dreams to make others feel comfortable. Stop delaying your growth just because the process is painful. Growth is never easy, but it's always worth it. Always worth it. And every step you take forward is proof that you believe in something greater than your fear. Start seeing yourself through the lens of truth. You are not average. You never were. You were made with intention. You carry ideas no one else has. You love in a way that's unique to you. You show up in rooms and shift the atmosphere whether you realize it or not. You bring something to the table just by being who you are. And that means you don't have to try to be like anyone else. You don't need to compete. You don't need to compare. You don't need to compare. You just need to be the fullest version of yourself. Because the world doesn't need another copy. The world needs you. It's time to remember who you are. It's time to speak life over yourself again. It's time to walk with your head held high. Not because life is perfect, but because you know you're walking in purpose. You don't need applause to be valuable. You don't need recognition to be powerful. You just need to believe that what's in you is enough, and then act like it. The moment you stop accepting average is the moment your life begins to change. Because everything around you will rise or fall to the level of what you believe about yourself. If you see yourself as weak, you'll act like it. But if you see yourself as chosen, called, and capable, nothing will stop you from becoming all you are meant to be. So let this be the day you stop doubting. Let this be the day you stop waiting. Let this be the day you stop living small. You are not created to just get by. You were created to rise, to build, to influence, to overcome, and to shine. You are not average. You are powerful. You are purposeful. You are becoming, and the world is waiting on you to believe it. Pain is something we all face. It comes in many forms. It could be the loss of someone you love. It could be a broken relationship, disappointment, failure, rejection, or even the feeling of being stuck in life while others move forward. No matter who you are or where you come from, pain does not skip over anyone. But even though pain touches all of us, it doesn't come without a reason. Pain is not just something that hurts. It is also something that shapes. When we go through painful times, it is easy to ask, oh, why me? Or what did I do to deserve this? It is easy to feel like life is unfair. And sometimes the truth is, it is. Sometimes we suffer for things we didn't cause. Sometimes we get hurt by people we trusted. Sometimes we give everything and still lose. But what if I told you that your pain is not wasted? What if I told you that even though you didn't choose it, it still has a purpose? Pain teaches us things that comfort never could. When everything is easy, we don't often grow. We stay in the same place, But when pain enters our lives, it pushes us, it stretches us, and it makes us look deeper into who we are. It teaches us how strong we really are. It shows us what we're made of. It opens our eyes to things we used to ignore. And it often makes us more thankful for the small things we once took for granted. You may not see it now, but pain is a kind of teacher. It breaks things open that needed to be broken. It removes people from our lives who were not meant to stay. It reveals truth, even when we don't want to see it. And sometimes it closes one door so that another can open. You see, not all endings are losses. Some are actually beginnings dressed in pain. Some of the best versions of people come from seasons of pain. That woman who's full of wisdom didn't get that way without walking through some dark nights. That man who encourages everyone around him. He learned to do that because once no one encouraged him. The kindest people are often the ones who have been hurt the most, but chose not to let the pain harden them. They use their pain to become better, not bitter. Not bitter. Pain slows us down long enough to listen. When everything is good, we often move so fast that we don't stop to reflect. But pain brings silence. And in that silence, we hear our true thoughts. We realize what we value. We recognize who really matters in our lives. We become more humble, more open, more honest. We become more aware of what needs to change inside of us. It is okay to cry. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to feel lost. Pain is not something we have to hide or pretend doesn't exist. You are not weak for hurting. You are not broken beyond repair. You are simply human, and sometimes being human means feeling deeply. But here's the powerful truth. You don't have to stay in pain. You can move through it. You can grow through it. You can grow through it. You can let it teach you, not destroy you. There is strength being built in you right now that you can't even see yet. There is wisdom forming in your heart that didn't come from books. It came from surviving what tried to break you. There is a deeper version of you coming to life, and the pain you're feeling now is part of that process. Just like muscles get stronger through resistance, your soul is getting stronger through this storm. Sometimes pain wakes us up. We may be living in ways that are unhealthy or staying in places that are no longer good for us. Pain shows up and says, "You can't stay here anymore." And even though we may not want to move, pain makes sure we do. It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary because some changes only happen when we are pushed into them. Pain also connects us. When you've been through pain, you understand others better. You can relate to people who are hurting. You can comfort them in ways that are real. You become someone who doesn't just give advice, you offer your presence. Your scars remind others that healing is possible, and that connection is powerful. You're not alone, and neither are the people you will help. One day you will look back at this season and realize it made you wiser. It made you stronger. It made you more real. You'll see how it forced you to let go of things that were holding you back. You'll realize that the very thing you thought would break you was actually building you. That doesn't mean the pain didn't hurt. It just means it didn't win. You may not see the full purpose yet. You may still be in the middle of the hurt. That's okay. You don't have to understand everything today. You just need to keep going. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Keep showing up. Keep trusting that something good can still come out of this. Keep believing that the pain you're going through is not the end of your story. In fact, it might be the beginning of something beautiful. Even when things don't make sense, purpose is still present. Even when the night is dark, the morning is coming. Even when you feel like giving up, you are still being guided. Sometimes it is the deepest pain that brings out the brightest light. Sometimes it is the hardest season that produces the strongest soul. So hold on, don't quit. Don't let pain tell you who you are. Let it remind you of who you're becoming. Let it build something inside of you that comfort never could. Let it shape your character, deepen your compassion, and sharpen your focus. You didn't choose the pain, but you can choose your response. And when you choose to grow through it, rise through it, and believe through it, you'll discover that the pain was not the end. It was the path. Pain has a purpose. And part of that purpose is to lead you to a stronger, wiser, and more powerful version of yourself. There comes a time in everyone's life when standing still is no longer an option. You may feel stuck. You may feel lost. You may be unsure of the next step. But deep inside, you know that something has to change. And change begins with one thing, a decision. You can pray. You can hope. You can hope. You can wait for a sign. You can talk to people and ask for advice. But none of it will matter until you decide. Life doesn't move for people who are unsure. Life waits on no one. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't wait for fear to leave. It doesn't wait until everything makes sense. You must choose to move forward, even if you're afraid, even if you don't have all the answers. Many people wait their whole lives for things to just fall into place. They wait for doors to open, for people to notice them, for the right feelings to show up. But what they don't realize is that the most powerful step they can take is already in their hands. That step is choice. That step is making a clear, strong decision. Nothing changes until you decide. You can talk about it for years. You can make plans, write goals, watch videos, read books. But if you never act, nothing happens. If you never choose a direction, you'll stay exactly where you are. And being in the same place for too long can start to feel like a prison. Not because you're trapped, but because you're undecided. You don't need a perfect plan to begin. You just need to be tired enough of where you are to do something about it. Some of the most powerful moments in life are when people simply say, "I've had enough. I can't keep living like this. I'm going to change." That one sentence, that one decision can shift the course of your life.
Making a decision doesn't mean everything will be easy. It doesn't mean everything will work out right away. But it does mean you've taken your power back. It means you're no longer waiting on someone else to save you. You're no longer blaming your past, your family, your mistakes, or your situation.
You've accepted that while you can't control everything, you can control your next move. Some people avoid decisions because they're afraid of making the wrong one. They think, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if I regret it? But here's the truth. Doing nothing is also a decision. And sometimes the cost of doing nothing is far greater than the risk of making a mistake. You grow by trying, you learn by doing, you get stronger by stepping out. Even if you fall, you'll fall forward. Even if you get it wrong, you'll gain experience. Life rewards those who move, who act, who try. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to move in the direction of something better. You might be in a place right now where you feel torn between staying where you are and going where you feel called to go. Maybe it's a job, a relationship, a lifestyle, or a dream. You keep waiting for a clear sign. You keep hoping someone will tell you exactly what to do. But deep inside, you already know what needs to happen. You're just afraid to do it. Let today be the day you stop overthinking and start deciding. Let today be the day you stop asking, what if it goes wrong? And start asking, what if it goes right? Let today be the day you trust yourself enough to choose growth, even if it's uncomfortable. Let today be the day you stop running in circles and start walking in purpose. There's no decision too small. Sometimes the decision is to forgive someone who hurt you. Sometimes it's to wake up earlier, to eat better, to speak kindly to yourself. Sometimes it's to leave a place that's no longer good for you. Sometimes it's to start that thing you've been putting off for years. No matter what it is, that decision matters. Every decision you make shapes your future. When you finally decide, something shifts inside of you. You feel more focused. You feel lighter. You feel like you're finally in motion again. Doubt loses its power. Fear starts to fade. Because once you choose, once you commit, you stop giving energy to confusion. You stop feeding indecision, and you start feeding your future. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to not know exactly what will happen. But what's not okay is letting that fear stop you from living. What's not okay is letting your whole life be controlled by a maybe. You are stronger than you think. You are wiser than you feel. And you are more capable than you believe. Don't let another day go by just thinking about what could be. Make a decision. Choose the life you want. Choose the person you want to become. Choose to believe that you are made for more than just waiting, worrying, and wishing. Maybe nobody in your life ever told you this, but you don't need permission to start over. You don't need someone else to agree with your dream. You don't need everything to be perfect before you begin. You just need to decide that you're ready to stop living on the sidelines and start showing up for your life. You won't always feel ready. That's okay. The truth is, most big decisions come with fear. Most life changes begin in uncertainty. But the people who change their lives aren't the ones who had no fear. They're the ones who chose to move anyway. They decided that their future mattered more than their fear. They decided that comfort was not worth missing their calling. You can do the same. You can decide today that your life matters. You can decide that you're not going to keep living on repeat. You can decide that this time you're not going to quit halfway. You're going to commit. You're going to grow. You're going to rise. Shanaz. So whatever it is, whatever that thing is you've been putting off, waiting on, avoiding, now is the time. Not next year. Not someday. Now. Right now you can choose. Your future is not waiting for a perfect version of you. It's waiting for the bold version. The version who says, you may not know exactly how, but I will begin. I will decide. I will move. Make the decision. Change your life. Because nothing changes until you do. There are moments in life when everything feels heavy. You try your best, but nothing seems to work. You take a step forward and something pulls you back. You pray, you hope, you wait, but nothing seems to change. It starts to feel like life is against you. It feels like you're being punished for something, though you don't even know what you did wrong. You look around and see other people moving ahead and you wonder why it's so hard for you. But I want you to take a deep breath and hear this clearly. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's lonely sometimes. But this is not the end of your story. This is not a sign that you're forgotten. It's not a sign that you're unworthy. It's not because you failed. This is a part of the process. And you are still becoming who you're meant to be. So keep going. Keep walking. Keep believing. Don't give up in the middle. The same way a teacher is silent during a test. Sometimes life goes quiet right before the results show up. If before the results show up, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You're being shaped for something more. You are being prepared, not punished. And when you finally rise, when you finally step into the place you've been working and waiting for, you'll understand. You'll see why the pain was necessary. You'll realize why you had to wait. You'll see that it was never about punishment. It was always about purpose. So lift your head, wipe your tears. Take one more step. What's ahead of you is worth every struggle. And you are not just going to survive this. You are going to come out stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. Ever before. This is not the end. This is preparation. The words we speak are powerful, more powerful than we often realize. Every day we are speaking something over our lives. We're speaking over our future, our family, our dreams, and even our pain. Words are not just sounds that come out of our mouths. They carry energy. They carry belief. They carry life. Or they carry destruction. You may not see it happen immediately, but what you speak today can shape what happens tomorrow. What you keep saying again and again can become the story you live in. That is why it is so important to speak life. Not just sometimes, not just when things are going well, but every day. Speak life when you wake up in the morning. Before you check your phone, before you worry about the day ahead, pause for a moment. Speak something good. Say, a day is a gift. Say, I am thankful to be alive. Say, something good is going to happen today. These small sentences are not just nice thoughts. They are seeds. You are planting them in your mind, in your heart, and in your day. Speak life even when you don't feel like it. Even when everything looks wrong. Even when your heart is heavy. You don't have to pretend like nothing is wrong, but you can still choose words that build rather than break. You can say, this is hard, but I will make it through. You can say, I've had bad days before, and I'm still here. You can say, I believe things can get better. There's something powerful about hearing your own voice speak hope into your life. Your own words can become your anchor. When the storms of life are shaking everything, your words can hold you steady. They remind you of who you are. They remind you of what you're fighting for. They remind you that your story is not over yet. Speak life over your future. Don't just talk about what you fear. Talk about what you hope for. Don't only say what's wrong. Speak what's possible. Say, I believe something better is coming. Say, I am growing, even if it's slow. Say, I am learning. I am healing. I am rising. I am rising. These are not just positive words. They are words of direction. They tell your mind where to focus. They show your heart what to hold on to. Speak life over your dreams. There will always be voices, inside and outside, that try to tell you your dreams are too big, too late, too far. But you don't have to agree with those voices. You can choose your own voice. You can say, my dream still matters. You can say, I don't need to rush. I just need to keep moving. You can say, what's meant for me is already finding its way to me. And when you say that over and over, it becomes real. You begin to believe it. You begin to walk like it. You begin to act like it. Speak life over others. The people around you are also carrying burdens you can't see. A kind word, a word of support, a word of encouragement. It might be the light someone needs to keep going. Tell your friend, you're doing better than you think. Tell your family member, I'm proud of you. Tell the stranger you matter. Words don't cost anything, but they can change everything. Sometimes we get into the habit of speaking negatively without even realizing it. We say things like, I can't do this. Always happens to me. And nothing ever works out. And slowly, those words shape the way we think. They take away our hope. They make our world feel smaller. But the good news is this. You can change your words. And when you do, you start changing your life. Start paying attention to what you say about yourself. Would you speak that way to someone you love? If not, it's time to speak better words. Don't call yourself stupid, lazy, or broken. You are not those things. You are growing. You are learning. You are doing your best. And even when you fail, you are still worthy of love and respect, including from yourself. Speak life daily because life is hard enough already. The world will throw challenges at you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. But your words can be the steady light that helps you keep going. Speak like someone who knows that life is worth living. Speak like someone who knows that pain doesn't last forever. Speak like someone who believes that love wins in the end. Thus, wins in the end. Even if your surroundings are not perfect, you can still speak life. Even if you're living in a place of struggle, you can still speak strength. You are not your situation. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are more. And the way you speak reminds you of that truth. It's not always easy. Sometimes it takes effort to speak life. Sometimes silence feels safer. But the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. You start to catch yourself. You start to say, no, I won't say that about myself anymore. No, I won't let that fear speak for me. No, I choose different words now. Oh, that's power, that's growth. And the beauty of it is, when you start to speak life daily, you begin to attract it. You see more good. You notice more progress. You feel more hope. It doesn't mean everything becomes perfect, but it does mean your heart becomes stronger. And when your heart is strong, you can face anything. So speak life. Every day. In the morning, in the middle of the day, at night before you sleep. Speak it when you feel good. Speak it when you feel good. Speak it when you feel low. Speak it when nobody's listening. Speak it until it becomes part of you. Because your words matter. Your voice matters. And the life you speak today can shape the life you live tomorrow. There comes a time in your life when you just know something has to change. Maybe you've been stuck in the same routine. Maybe you've been living the same story over and over again, waiting for something to be different. You look at your life and you feel tired. You feel like something is missing. You may not even know what exactly needs to change, but deep inside you can feel it. It's time. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need permission from anyone. You don't need all the answers. The truth is, your change starts the moment you decide. And that moment can be now. Change is not easy. It requires courage. It asks for commitment. It may feel uncomfortable, even scary at times. But staying the same when you know you're meant for more is even harder. It slowly steals your joy, your purpose, your energy. Deep down, you know you weren't created just to survive. You were created to live, to grow, to rise, to shine. Maybe you've been through a lot. Maybe your past is full of hurt, mistakes, or failure. That's okay. Everyone has a past, but your past does not have the right to control your future. You are not what happened to you. You are not the worst thing you've done. You are not your pain. You are someone who can rise from it. You are someone who can start again. Your change doesn't have to be big and loud. It can start small. It can begin with one choice, one decision, one new thought. Yeah. Maybe you choose today to stop speaking badly about yourself. Maybe you choose to forgive someone. Maybe you decide to go after a dream you left behind. Maybe you get up even though yesterday knocked you down. Whatever it is, it matters. That one act is a beginning. It's a seed planted in the soil of your future. You don't need a perfect plan to begin. You just need to say, I won't live like this anymore. You don't have to know the full path. You just need to take the first step, and then the next, and the next. Change comes step by step, moment by moment. It doesn't happen overnight, but it starts today. It starts when you stop waiting for better days and decide to create them. There will be doubts, Oh, that little voice in your head might say, you can't do this. You don't have to listen to that voice. You can answer it with a louder truth. Say, it's learned from my past. Say, I may not know how, but I believe I can. Have more strength than you know, more potential than you've seen. There is something in you that refuses to give up, and that something is your power. It's your fire. It's your reason. Don't ignore it. Don't bury it. Let it rise. Let it speak. Let it move you forward. Maybe you've been waiting for someone else to help you, to lift you, to rescue you. But what if the person you've been waiting for is you? What if you are the one who has to take the lead? You don't have to do it all alone, but you do have to take responsibility. You do have to make the choice. You can't change what you don't face. If something in your life is not working, look at it honestly. Don't run from it. Don't make excuses. Don't pretend it's not hurting you. Face it with open eyes and an open heart. That's where the power is. That's where change begins. And remember, change is not just about doing something different. It's about becoming someone new. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. The one who speaks kindly, who lives boldly, who walks with peace and confidence. The one who doesn't just dream, but acts. Wow. He doesn't just dream, but acts. The one who lifts others even while they're still climbing. Your future is not something far away. It's being shaped right now with your thoughts, your words, your choices. Every day is a brick you're laying. So what kind of life are you building? What kind of story are you writing? Writing. If you don't like the answers, then start writing a new one starting today. This is your life. You only get one. Don't waste it living small, living scared, or living for others' approval. Don't let fear write your story. Don't let pain hold the pen. Take it back. Take control. Hey, from this moment on, things will be different. Will it be hard? Sometimes, yes. Will you feel tired? Yes. Will you fall? Probably. But none of that means you should stop. In fact, it means you're on the right path. Growth is never easy. Change is never comfortable. Both are always worth it. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Speak words that lift your spirit. Do things that feed your soul. Take breaks when you need to, but don't quit. Don't stop moving forward. Even slow progress is progress, And don't wait for the world to change before you do. Don't wait for peace around you before you find peace within. Don't wait for the pain to be gone before you start smiling again. That is the kind of change that changes everything. You don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to stay how you are. There is more waiting for you. More joy, more healing, more strength, more purpose. But you must reach for it. You must believe it's possible. And you must begin now. Not next week, not next month, not in one day. The truth is, your life won't change until you do. And that shift starts the moment you say, enough is enough. I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm moving forward. Your change starts now, right here, right where you are, with whatever you have. It's not too late. You're not too far gone. You're exactly where you need to be to begin again. So take a breath, lift your head, open your heart, and take that first step, because your change starts now. So now, you stand at the edge of a new beginning. A new beginning. You've carried the weight of the past, the pain, the delays, the fear, but none of that has the final say. What comes next is in your hands. Change is not waiting for tomorrow. It is calling you today. It is whispering to your heart that you are ready, even if you feel unsure. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to say yes to the next step. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. What matters is that you rise. It doesn't matter how long you've waited. What matters is that you move forward. This is your time. This is your time. This is your moment. Speak it. Believe it. Begin it. Because your change doesn't come when everything is perfect. Your change begins the moment you decide you are worth the effort, worth the growth, and worth the journey. And that moment is now.